Alright, this is lesson 8.2, part B. I'm going to skip this question. This is pretty rudimentary for us, so I'm going to go right to the next one. How do we graph this? Well, in the past we would have taken a look at this and said our vertex is given to us. It's in vertex form. So vertex is 1, and then we have -5. Our axis of symmetry is x equals 1. We know that it opens up. Okay. Our y-intercept will be found by taking and plugging in a 0 for x, and that gives us 2 minus 5, which is -3. So we have a vertex at 1, -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have line of symmetry, and that should go right through the vertex. In this case it does. It's like that. Disregard the arrow. Doesn't mean it's going only one way. Then we have, it opens up in a y-intercept of -3. We can mirror that over here, and we have our parabola. Notice we use the y-intercept to reflect another point so we could make the parabola. And then we were done. But now we're going to use some other tools to describe what's going to happen. We have not just the vertex and the line of symmetry, now we have a focus and a directrix. Those are going to be used, not to mention the LR, which will help us decide how wide it is, or narrow. How do you find out the LR? It's 1 over A absolute value. And I'll explain what that means in a moment when we go to the next chart. Alright, the distance from the vertex to the directrix is 1 over 4A. Again, that's pretty arbitrary right now. I will show you a table that will tell you more. Now we have a picture here. Let's take a look at some things. We know that this point right here is, well, right here is the vertex. Okay, so that's normal. This is the line of symmetry. That has not changed. This one is perpendicular to the line of symmetry, called the directrix. In the middle, inside the parabola, is the focus. And the line that goes through the focus from one side of the parabola to the other, parallel to the directrix, is our LR. Now here's a table that shows you all the formulas that you would have and use to find this information. Here's what we normally work with. Here's when it's solved for x. Notice how the vertex is still hk for both. But notice where the h and k are when it's x equals. They flip-flop compared to when it's y equals. So pay close attention to that. Alright, so let's try an example with this information. We have an equation. What's the vertex? The vertex is nice. We have 1, -5, and this is a question we've done already, so this is not new for us. Axis of symmetry, x equals 1. Okay, so we have a vertex right here. And again, we've done this already, so we're just building up to what we already have, and now going further and writing the new pieces down. We know it opens up. And we know from before that the y-intercept is -3. We're not going to graph that this time. I will put on line of symmetry. Okay, so this is what we would have done before. But now we have other pieces here. So we've already done direction of opening, that's okay, but the LR, the focus, and the directrix. Well, based on this table here, it's y equals, so we'd use this table. LR is pretty easy. It's 1 over A absolute value. And this is the A. So LR is equal to 1/2. Focus and directrix. Well, focus has this. Now focus is on your line of symmetry. So our x is easy. It's going to be the same as our x for vertex. Then we have k plus 1 over 4a. Well, let's figure out what 1 over 4a is. A we said was 2. So that is 1/8. So focus has h, which we have as 1, and then k plus 1 over 4a. K, again based on our formula, is this. So it's -5 plus 1/8. And that gives us 1, and if you add those together you get -4 7/8. Now our next example will be a little bit better. This one's pretty small, so it's hard to tell and graph it because it's so small, but I'll show you what that means in a moment. The directrix is y equals k minus that, so -5 minus 1/8, which is -5 1/8. So where's our directrix? It's -5 1/8. I have, oops, I made a mistake there. Notice that my units are, it goes by 2's, so I went down 5 units, but I forgot to notice that it goes by 2's here, so, or that each tick mark is 1/2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's -5. That's our vertex. Alright, so where's our directrix? It's -5 1/8. So very close to our vertex. That's actually not close enough, but I'm going to have to make it easier for me to read this. Now that was the directrix. Now the focus is -1 and -4 7/8, so right here. That's the focus. LR, okay, we've answered, that's 1/2, so half long, half units long, which means if it's half units long, it goes through the focus, it's balanced and symmetrical, means half of it would be on one side of the line of symmetry and half of it on the other. So that would be 1/4 on each side. So it would be very small in this case. So let's just say right about there is 1/4, and there's 1/4. And that would give us our parabola. It still goes through -3, but we're using the length of the LR to help us decide width. Okay, and that is now the end of lesson 8.2, part B.